Hey everyone! Today we're going to be talking about dreams. Um, and basically like the forms of dreaming, like do they mean things, stuff like that. So, I'm going to try and keep it kind of short. Don't really feel like making this a long-winded video. I don't see the point necessarily, but just got off Periscope and gonna go ahead and just say this here now that I'm thinking about it. Don't think I'm going to do Periscope anymore. I did enjoy Periscope initially, and if you guys like watching me do Periscope, then I'm sorry. That was pretty much like the third strike for me. Just don't give a shit about Periscope anymore. Just don't. That's like the third bad experience I've had, and I'm done. It's just not worth it anymore. No one really gets on there when I do it, which is fine. I like the intimate settings personally. But I just got like sexually harassed, and I really don't want to put myself on that platform for that anymore, and I'm just done. So, whatever. But anyways, so let's go ahead and move on and get started talking about dreams, because a lot of times dreams is one of those things that like people either give a shit about them or they don't. Like, they just completely believe that dreams are awesome and they have substance, or they just think that they don't, like, at all, and they don't really see the point in thinking anything other than it was just a dream. And so I'm here to tell you that both thoughts are valid, because dreams can be meaningful and they cannot be. Now, when we look at dreams and why they occur, they literally are kind of like the brain's feedback. Now, just keep in mind here, you will be getting my perspective, which is a medley of psychology and like Buddhism and just witchiness and metaphysical. So, that's what you're getting from me. Now, psychologically and biologically here, we are having dreams because our brain is kind of, when you're asleep, that gives your body time to actually make memories. Because during the day, your brain's actually, like, let's say everything you're experiencing right now, you're watching this video right now, your brain's like, okay, boop, 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 all this information you're learning, gotta store that away for later. And then when you go to sleep, it's like, okay, now I'm coding. Okay, this information I learned from Haley, lunecheriediv, where does that need to go now? Boop, 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 boop. And so, you might even have a dream about me tonight. Or may have a dream about me talking about dreams. Whatever. Or may just have a little snippet. You might dream about my plant tonight. And then you're going to wake up and be like, what? Now, dreams occur during REM cycle. And REM cycle is rapid eye movement cycle. And that's usually every so often after you get into a deep sleep. But typically, if you sleep 8 hours, it's after 4 hours. And that's when you're gone. I don't know if you can see that or not, but your eyes will be doing that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's why it's called rapid eye movement cycle, because your eyes are literally like going back and forth. And that's kind of how people can tell you're dreaming, and you might be going like making like weird gestures, whatever. So, and you can do that numerous times actually through a period, especially if you go to sleep for only like 3 hours. So, because your body prioritizes that cycle because it needs to code. So, with that being said, why do we remember our dreams and why do we not sometimes? You actually dream every night. You just don't remember them because if you complete REM cycle, you complete that dream cycle, typically. Now, if you wake up during a REM cycle, you're most likely going to remember your dream because you're waking up during the middle of that dream. So let's say you went to bed at 11, woke up at 5, like I do, usually. But I go to bed at like 1. But, hold on. Somebody's up there upsetting the dogs. But, now, I almost always am in a secondary REM cycle, usually, about this time. Like I said, you will go through several REM cycles. You go through, like, about, I can't remember the exact cycles, but you'll start off in a cycle, then you go to a second cycle, and then you enter REM. And then you go to another one after you've completed REM, and then you go to another one, and then you go into REM again. So, you can go through REM several times. Now, when you wake up in the middle of REM, that's when you remember your dream initially. And then it just kind of goes away. The less you kind of focus on it and begin doing whatever you need to do in the morning, especially if you're in a hurry, whatever. So, but I remember my dreams almost all the time because I have been practicing dream memorization since I was very young because I've always been fascinated by dreams. And so, now we're going to look at how to tell if a dream is just, if it's meaningful or not. Now, my most basic way to tell you that is, first off, was there anything that stuck out to you in particular? Was there a color? Was there a symbol? Was there a particular conversational piece that seemed more memorable than the rest of the dream? If so, write that down. That was something that you really need to look at. If not, if it was something like, let's say, you dream about my plant tonight. No, that doesn't mean anything. That's just your brain's literal regurgitation of something the day before, as it codes. That's the easiest way to tell, is if you're seeing things that literally occurred the day before, conversational pieces that literally occurred the day before. Let's say you talked about getting ice cream with somebody the day before and you dream about having ice cream the next night. No, that's not meaningful. You are literally regurgitating what you discussed the day before. So no, that's not meaningful. Now, if you randomly dream tonight about, let's say, stroking a bright pink jaguar. Yeah. Look up jaguar. Look up what petting means. Look up, especially if you, like, let's get more specific here. Let's say you dreamed and none of these things, like, let's say you didn't even go to the zoo or didn't wear a hot pink shirt or whatever. Let's say you're left-handed. You dream about petting a hot pink jaguar with your right hand. You're going to want to look that dream up. Now, look up what a jaguar might entail. Look up what petting means. Look up what your right hand means. That is not a regurgitated dream. That is something your subconscious is trying to tell you. Hopefully you guys understand now how to deviate between the two. How to kind of get a better idea for what is meaningful and what is simply regurgitation. Now, going to move on to something a little more interesting for people who are more into their dreams. What about astral projection and lucid dreaming? What's the difference? Okay, I do both of these. Less versed in astral projection. That's something I've only recently started doing. Lucid dreaming, do that a lot. Okay. Astral projection is a little more out there. We'll talk about that after lucid dreaming, because if you are just a basic dreamer and you are just here for trying to figure out whether or not your dreams mean something or not, astral projection is going to be a little out there for you. You're going to be like, what? Okay. Now, lucid dreaming is just accepting and embracing awareness of your dream state. Whereas astral projection is taking that another level and going out of the dream state and into other conscious dimensions, essentially. Through your, basically, an out-of-body experience. You are astrally projecting out of your body. So let's go ahead and look at lucid dreaming. This is actually something that can be very hard for people to do. And people can get scared because sometimes they might get kind of scared mid-process and be like, huh, and get paralyzed because they get stuck focusing more on their body being asleep and rather than focusing more on what they're doing with their mind. And so essentially lucid dreaming is being so consciously aware and in control of your dream state that you can control what's going on in your dreams and kind of just be more in tune with that dream state and what's going on with it, what's occurring. Now, this kind of is separating from whether or not your dreams are meaningful or not, because they still can be. They can be absolutely very meaningful when you're lucid. But you are kind of walking along your dream plane here. Whereas when you're normally dreaming, you are like a passenger. You are watching your dream unfold. Here, you may be like almost in like a dream video game. You are able to interact and almost change the circumstances in which your dream can occur, almost like Inception. Except astral projection sounds kind of, but instead, this is the best way I can explain this for you guys, because I know most of you've seen Inception, and so astral projection is like creating those well, not necessarily creating, but astral projection is like walking the levels of Inception, whereas lucid dreaming is like kind of like creating a level or just walking one level of your conscious dream. And so basically lucid dreaming is just kind of becoming aware and being able to pretty much just walk your dream plane. Now, moving on to astral projection, which is like I want to say for last, because you guys probably, if you've made it this far, because I really don't recommend anybody who is just a casual dreamer and has a casual interest in dreaming to even bother with trying to learn about astral projection, because you will be completely lost and you will be just probably really confused and just be like, what? Okay. Now, astral projection is taking lucid dreaming to another level. That is having an out-of-body experience. It is essentially like almost like a sober-induced psychedelic mind trip via dreaming. You basically are taking your conscious self out of your body and walking the planes of dimensions like you would meditation, but while you are asleep. Let's say you visit your guides while you're meditative. You do this similarly while you are asleep. The technique that I use is that you get comfortable, you get ready to sleep, you get, kind of focused, you lay there. Probably helps if you lay on your back, but I don't. I mean, I can visualize just about anything at this point, so it doesn't matter what position I'm in. But lay on your back if it helps you. But imagine a rope from the ceiling, and imagine your hands come up out of your body, and you start pulling on that rope to pull yourself up out of your body until you see your visualized body self out of your body, and look down at your body, acknowledge that you are no longer in your body, and then go about your way. You can see your spirit guides, you can see angels. There are different dimensions here, or the spirit world, apparently. This is recommended for spirit workers or people who want to just communicate on other dimensions, angels, whatever. So, and this is probably better for higher access than what you could get through meditation, because your body is shut off from distractions and asleep. But I would also recommend warding yourself. But anyhow, hopefully this gives you guys a more in-depth look at the intensity of dreaming and why it's important, even biologically at the beginning, because it allows your body to code your memories. And because otherwise your body does not have time to do it during the day. It's too busy working on physiological functionings, helping you to remember to go pee, go eat, go do this, do. And it's too busy doing that to focus on coding memories at that time. So it's putting it all in a box for later and like, okay, we'll do this later. And then when it comes time to go to sleep, it's like, okay, here's the box, let's get started. And so hopefully you guys have a better understanding now about why dreaming is so important, and then what else you can do with it, and how you can better understand when it's meaningful and when it's not. So, namaste, guys.